Yo, 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 yo. Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I know I was on a call earlier and I didn't have as much stuff ready for the show as I should have done before I got on my call, but it was business, so I had to take it. But hey, we're better late than never, right? I think we can all agree. There we go. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you mash that like button. You know the drill. We're going to have to get through some house cleaning here in just a second. But as you guys know, today was the last time that AJ and I live streamed from his place while he is still here in Georgia. He leaves tomorrow for Florida. And then when he gets back, the day he gets back, I'm going to help him move this stuff into the truck because his dad will be here. We'll get that stuff loaded up, and then they are out of here. So I wish them well. I appreciate the opportunity to collaborate with him and stay connected while he was still here because, you know, we spent a lot of time across the hall from each other. And usually, you know, we spend a lot of time really the only two there, especially in the afternoon. So it was great to meet that guy and to and really kind of form the bond. So appreciate you guys. Make sure that you send him some well wishes, man. I think him and Jada are going to be fantastic parents. Shout out to those two. So, all right, couple things, guys. Make sure you do smash the like button. Jake says, "Where's his membership?" I don't know what happened there. We'll have to check that out. But here we go. You don't think my actual mic is working? Be frank, you're funny. I don't know why my mic wouldn't be working. Unless you're just trying to be funny. Full-blown alt season Friday kicks. Come on, you know there will be. We'll take a look at that here in a second here. It's echoing. Okay, what would that be from? Let's see. Audio, chat. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Stereo. Okay, so that should hopefully be better. Is that better, guys? Hopefully that's better. It was like it was going through the 4K through the camera. Thank you, Doug. Yes, definitely got a nice little fade ski. It was getting a little. I was looking homeless, man. I'll tell you what. Definitely feel much better, much better with a little fresh cut. Nice little trim it up on the side. You can see that I got my ears lowered. It's a little patchy right there, but it'll fix by tomorrow. Don't you worry. But yeah, let's go. All right, so we got the sound fixed. Let's go. A couple things. So we got some house cleaning to go through. Tomorrow is Tuesday. So today was the last day. The segue of working, you know, kind of with AJ and doing that collaboration with him while he was still here. That ended today. So tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, we are back with the Web3 Breakfast Club. I changed the name of like the company to W3BC Media. So that's like that's the X account for that. So it doesn't have its own, like there was just weird to have its own show account, even though we weren't playing the show on there. But so that's the whole, it still will always be the Web3 Breakfast Club. That's who we are. That's what we care about. And so that is back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern on this channel. You can either find it on the YouTube, which is, it's just at JChains, or you can go to my X, which is JChains X, and it'll be live as a space, actually. So we're not going to live stream. We're not going to live stream it. What we're going to do is record it. We're going to have the space. We're going to record it, and then I will chop up and send out the clips. That's the plan, I believe. Because I don't think I need 2 live streams today. I think just 1. That's the plan. But we'll talk tomorrow. Malibu, appreciate you looking fresh with the. There we go. NF2s. Oh yeah, so that was a long-winded way of saying NF Tuesdays are back tomorrow. So if you are into NFTs, if you used to like NFTs, if you don't know anything about NFTs, if you got torched on NFTs, torched, If you got torched on your NFTs and you fucking hate them, that's okay. Come tomorrow. Let's talk about it. It's our first one starting up. We got some good guests. I know my guy Kerry he's in the chat, I think. I think I saw him. Yeah, there he is. Let's go. So he is going to be kind of like helping me structure that, and we'll get some really good guests. And we said first collection or trade on Bitcoin on Osmosis is the Architects. Architects. AR is capitalized. Love it. Unless that was just a typo, but I think that's I saw on their X account. So make sure you guys tap in for that. Here, let me just, there you go. In case you are only looking on YouTube, that is the link. I put it in the chat on YouTube. That is the link right there. And if you are on X already, let me see here. Did I post something about it? Because I'm pretty sure that I did. Let's bring this up. Boom. There you go. All right. So tomorrow we got NF Tuesdays with the Web3 Breakfast Club. So make sure that you tap into that. Set yourself a reminder. Also, there's a couple things. We got to do a couple things of house cleaning. The Femex Easter Trading Championship starts on the 10th. You can make, I think you can walk away with like $2,000 if you win like the top in your grouping. It's like depending on how much your trade volume is. You can see there's actually a picture right here. So look at this post if you guys want. Like if you trade more than 10 million, there's I think 5 winners, right? 10,000, 5 each. There's 10 winners between $1 million and 10 million, 100,000 and $1 million. You've got $300 winners. So you can see there's a whole bunch of people that can win in these prize brackets between how much your volume is. So if you have not yet signed up for Femex, please do so. I mean, why not? Start doing some fun trading. What's cool about this is that they will cover up to $50 from your first trade if you happen to lose it. They're going to cover your L for the first 500 people. So how fucking cool is that? If you wanted to learn how to trade, you can do your first one totally risk-free as long as you're one of the first 500 people. And that competition goes from the 10th to the 24th. I will click show more here down here. You just want to click that link, and then this way, obviously, you trade with our group. We're gonna have we're gonna set all this stuff up over time. Just obviously kicking off this partnership with Femex. Shout out to Femex and the team over there. Love having them on board, and we're gonna be doing this, all sorts of other things with like the Memex stuff. I know some people are done with meme coins, but they're always gonna be around. There's always gonna be launches. There's some good ones. We know what we're got now. Here we go. Let's talk about this. We got to talk about this because I put out a post the other day. This was after I helped work with the some of the guys on the Ghost team. This thing ended up getting smashed, right? Just absolutely smashed. But on that first day, we know someone from our community ended up doubling his bag that he had of pits. So he caught it quick. Now, if you hung on and you watched it fall, unfortunately, from what I understand, someone on the team that was pretty big up on the team is who ended up clipping the whole thing for like 100 Solana at one time, and that just like nuked the chart. So if anybody was still in it, I still have two Sol worth, so it was definitely worth a little bit more at one point. But the whole idea of I saw Ghostface Killer post that he's not like he is in Web3. He wants to be a part of this. He knows that he got screwed over by someone on his team, and so he said he's going to try to come back with. I don't know. I hold it. We'll see what happens. If it comes back, great. If it doesn't, it is what it is. It's one of those lessons learned. So, all right, boom, ba 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 boom, boom, ba 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 ba. The mic is going through the camera now. Man, is this thing changing the settings on me? Audio. Yeah, it sure did. Like. All right, default is, see here, what is happening? Why is my computer doing this? That's crazy. That's some craziness right there. Sound. Output is the chat. Input is main stereo. Okay, so that's now hopefully changed. There we go. Let me know down in the chat. Let me know. It was, yeah, Jake the Crypto Snack doubled that pith portfolio by catching the ghosts early, flipping that first green candle, or even part of that second candle while it was still way up there. Double them pith bags, man. You can do that. That's the thing about meme coins. You got to get in, you get out. And so as we go through, I was telling you about we're going to be doing some stuff with Memex. That is Solana coins, it's base coins, and it is also BNB coins. Those base and BNB was added, I think last week, if I'm not mistaken. That was the big announcement. So that is something that we will definitely be doing in the very near future. I am in my first trade on the account, and I am up $20 or 2.5%. So I've got myself an Ondo long. Let's see. Why don't I share? Can I share this with you guys, or is it no because it's on a different tab? Let me see here. Let me see if I can share this as well. All right, you're going to get just me for 1 second while I try to figure this out. All right, so stop the screen, start the screen, share the screen, window. Is this it? Yeah, there it is. All right, cool. Let's go back to the view that we want. So here we are. Here is our first trade. We are in this thing live. So this is the account, our Phoenix account. If you want to come trade with us and be part of our little trade squad, you are more than welcome to. Shoot me a DM. I'll make sure that you get the information you need. If you sign up for whatever and if you have some issues, you can get me your UID number. We can see if we can add you in if there was some kind of error or whatever. But let's. What the? All right, let's try this again. All right, so again, if you guys want to come trade with us and our crew here at the Web3 Breakfast, we call it the W3BC Bull Society. We got Blocky. He is a genius on the charts, and we're gonna have some fun with it. So come join us. They've got a Discord. We've got also the Telegram chat, and no, we're gonna stop using that. That's just too much to keep up with, to have too many. So let's use Blocky's Discord, and then we've got our X chat, the super exclusive one. I don't know if you guys are ready to get in there or not, though. I know, nice of me to join you guys. I don't like. It's just strange that like things are turning off. Why would the camera turn off? Again, every now and then it's like it's got these gremlins because the thing is plugged into the wall. It's got permanent power supply, and it's like, I know that you're live and you kind of been up all day doing some things, but I'm just gonna like shut off right now without even saying anything. And so it's like behind it's on my teleprompter too, so I can't even see that it's out. So anyway, all right. There you go. There's our first trade, showing you guys live. We are doing this. We are in it to win it. And so what I'm saying about this is that I caught Ondo at 75 cents. Now, I feel like a little bit over 75 cents, right? My break-even price is 75.71, so that includes any fees. I'm actually thinking that potentially, if we play this right, and even if I have to add some plunge protection, if something goes drastically wrong, liquidation is 63 cents, almost 64 cents. So like, I just don't feel like we're going to go down anymore now, at least to that level. Now, if the whole market nukes, then I could be wrong, but I don't feel that way. Let's look at the daily on this and see, if we can get ourselves to do one of those, even to get to all-time high, it's like an AG trade. And like, I mean, that's not the biggest thing in the world, but what it does is that and that's just to the all-time high. I mean, think about if we take this thing up to like $5, or I personally think Anna's got a chance to hit 15 on the like all-time high this bull run. We'll see. Tokenization is obviously going to be a hot commodity. It is going to start running at some point, like a lot of things are. But that has got a much bigger, stronger narrative. The numbers that they're projecting is, absolutely massive. I think one of the stories that we're going to look at today, if I'm not mistaken, we've got a tokenization story. Absolutely. So we've got a tokenization story. We got an NFT story. That I was going to use the NFT story as the segue into talking about the NF Tuesday for Web3 Breakfast, but man, we had to get it right off the rip. That's for sure. So Appreciate you guys definitely making sure that you check in for that. So Jake the Crypto Snack says I caught Ondo at $1.40. Still so stoked about that thing. Absolutely. I had been buying that thing from like around like the 72-cent range before it went all the way up. Round tripped it because I thought we were going to be seeing some bigger numbers. But at the end of the day, that is anything below $1 right now is a blessing. So if you can DCA some more in, you can lower your entry point, which is great. But my whole goal is to catch. I believe this is going to be the trade that I try to stay in for a long time. And like, if this thing were to like hang into like $5, right? You know, that's like 27 grand or something like that. And so like, that's a little more something that we can be excited about and talk about and have a good time. So we'll see, right? And I think it all depends on how long that takes and the funding. Happen to be up $1.41 in funding right now. So that's good. Let's go. No BS Crypto has some pretty good video on audio. All right, perfect, man. If you, Brian, are you in any of our chats, man? We need to get Brian in the X chat if you're not, and if you are in the Discord, I'll talk to you. But yeah, send some links. We're on to something special. I love that, Doug. You are definitely good. Let's go. How is the chat? Shout out to you. This is wild, man. This is like a circus today. The audio's fucked up. The camera wants to shut down. StreamYard says, "Get out of here. Get out of here." You think it's like I'm trying to sabotage my own channel so that I could, it's just the tech, man. I mean, it's kind of crazy. But anyway, the audio is back to perfect now, bro. Boom. I love that. There we go. All right. I'm glad that we're back. I don't know. Maybe StreamYard is having an issue because it's like it booted me out of the studio completely. I don't know. Blocky, are you having any issues? I don't know. I promise you guys, I'm not trying to steal my own channel. That would be strange. All right. Let's bring up. We talked about the X stuff. So let's get into some market stuff. Let's look at the markets really quick. I know that's why everybody's here anyway. That's why I'm here. I want to know what's going on in the markets. So smash the like button. If you like crypto, smash the like button. If you like making money in crypto, even though nobody's making money today, I'll tell you that. Hopefully very soon we'll see things turn around. All right. Here we go. The market cap of the entire thing is 2.49 trillion. It's down only 1% today, but it has been very volatile lately. Volume's up 255%. That's good. Bitcoin dominance. We're going to take a look at this because this shit hit 64% today. I think it's down into 63 something, 63.28. 63.25% is dominance. And the candle is red that it's on, and it's got about 3.5 hours left. It was up to 64%, I think, on the nose. So we'll take a look at that when we get over to the charts a little bit. Yeah, I love that. Love that, Scad. There we go. All right, let's see. Here we are, and we want to look at. This is something that I've been really looking at, and I'm gonna build like a little bit of a portfolio out of this when I feel like the time is right. And this is something that it's important to look at because it gives you a metric of where's Bitcoin at, what's Bitcoin doing over the last 90 days, and what have all these other coins been doing. And we've seen XRP consistently outperforming by a little bit. Now it's getting closer. Bitcoin's down to 18%. We saw this at 12%. That's the best that since we started looking at this. 12% last week was the best that we saw. It's back to 18%. 17, I think, is where we started. 17 or 15, somewhere in there. And then XRP was in the positive for a little bit, 5% down last week. So it's down a little bit more now. And usually the names that are in the green are coins that you don't really want anyhow. So for the most part, I know some people are probably invested in these. And the camera's gone again. We're just going to go without the camera for a little bit because it is just going to frustrate me way too much if I let it bother me. So, so this let's take a look at this. One of the things that I want to do is build a $500 portfolio, and we kind of talked about this the other day. Is build a $500 portfolio out of some of these losers that we really still have a lot of conviction in, like Jasmine. I feel like Jasmine sub a penny that's a wild pick. It was down a little bit more at 0089. It is gained a little bit today, but still a sub penny. And let's see here. There you go. Now you can see Jasmine. This all-time chart just looks like a rugged ass meme coin, man. I don't even know what to tell you. But the whole idea of the narrative in Japan changing is one of the things that we've been talking about, much like what's happening here in the United States, right? Where the narrative is changing. They're going to be given more money I think, in tax rebates to their people. There's going to be ETFs that are going to be passed, and the crypto narrative is really being pushed there in a strong way. And so, that being said, I feel like that is a very strong case for a big push for Jasmine. So, sub a penny, that's pretty juicy, man. I'll take that. Now, do you think that it's going to get into the multi dollars? I don't. I mean, even if it got to like 60 cents, that's amazing. 30 cents, even if it got to 30 cents at this point, it'd be a 30x. I would get it. I would get some Jasmine and just throw a moon bag just in case, man. Just in case you want to hit a multiplier like that, because it should go. Again, there's no guarantees in life, and this is not. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just suggesting that you should take a look at it. Actually, that's a better way to phrase it, I suppose. All right, let's go back over here. So Jasmine would be one that I would do. IMX, I would want to take a look back into the gaming ecosystem to see if they're still kind of pulling their weight around that. Are they really coming together with some good games? Do they have big names? Are they doing partnerships? Are they active? All that stuff. I mean, I was expecting a massive year from IMX, but I think that, industry wide, things didn't quite turn out like most of us expected. You got the graph. My God, the graph down to 7 cents. Where did it drop to? 7 and a 6.5, something like that. Somewhere around there. We can look at our trading view shortly here when we get into a little bit later in the show. But that, to me, the graph is the biggest question that I have about the graph now is this going to be the coin or one of the coins that makes people so much money because of what the thought potential was and where it was supposed to go versus the actual reality of what it did and where it's at now? So you could, if you've already been in and you round tripped it through, let's see, like the Christmas time, November here when things were pumping, when it got up to 32 cents. So if like, and I know that it was bigger at some point. And we'll look at the chart on TradingView and we'll get a better picture of, throughout the time. But man, I'll tell you what, that is either going to be a sucker's game with the graph. It is going to just be a loser, a stinker, a nothing, a nobody, or some people are going to get filthy fucking rich off of it because it is going to wake the fuck up like it never woke up. And same thing with Pith. Same thing with Jasmine. Same thing with a couple other coins. And we'll take a look at those again on the charts a little bit later. Sorry, I can't see you guys today. I don't know what is up with the camera. It just doesn't want to work. This is my baby, my Sony ZV-1, man. This thing has been acting up like a crazy camera for a long time, but it's kind of been getting a little bit worse. So we'll see. The graph is only a $728 million market cap. Can't tell me that won't 10 to 20x. I know, man. I'm telling you. And the lower that you can get this thing, come on. That is wild. Like, I know a lot of things have fallen quite a bit from the November pump. You can call that our Moonvember. See, that was the whole thing. We were expecting October, but then when we shifted, when we didn't get it, we just took that portfolio and we started calling it the Moonvember. And by golly, did it work? By golly, did that work? And so, all right, so that would be one that I would throw in there. So there's two, right? That's Jasmine and the graph. Pith, same thing, man. I'm throwing Pith in there 100%. I would buy $100 of this and put together this wallet. So far we've got Jasmine, we've got the graph, we've got Pith. Those are our three picks. So we would want to pick two more. I might actually do this. I might lock in a $500 portfolio based on the $100 in these five picks that we're going to go through here. If there's anything on it, I posted something about this yesterday, I think, but I don't think a single person even responded on it. Maybe a couple people did. Actually, I remember a couple, but I would also think, Fetch to me, just what is happening? The AI narrative is just kind of gone at the moment for these guys. When the last time you heard about Fetch or Artificial Super Intelligence Society? What is it? ASI, Super Intelligence Alliance. There it is. 39 cents. This thing was up 1 year ago at the end of March to $3. It has gone down since. That one is a little bit higher of a market cap. So this one's at $1 billion. So this one has the potential still, though. There's always that sweet spot. And I say it's about, around the 3 billion. So there's no reason why something that is right here couldn't, potentially do something similar in its bracket, but, hit that, 3 billion up to 30 billion in 10x. So you could see that happening with something like this. However, again, the narrative just seems to have evaporated, but I could be wrong. AI will be next cycle. Jake, you're probably right, man. Is Pith still alive? That's the thing. It's you're picking coins right here, like in these five that we're gonna pick, they're either dead or they're gonna do their thing, and they're gonna do their thing in a big way because they were ultimately a disappointment for the most part when we had a nice little run at the tail end of last year. So Jasmine, the graph, Pith. We'll look at FET for now, but then we'll see. Would we want to do like a Bonk or a Floki or a Pepe? Is like have some meme exposure. Again, we'll hold this thing, man. It's $500. We'll hold this thing. And we'll check in on it like once a week or something. So let me know down in the chat. You guys let me know down in the chat which coin you think in the meme, and I could do a poll, but you guys can, and then people on X could also just type in between Bonk, between Floki, and Pepe. Bonk, Floki, and Pepe. Where should we put $100? You guys let me know. Oh, did I miss the live stream? Shit. Sorry, Crypto Princess. Damn it. I had a lot of meetings today, so I was pulled in a couple different directions. So my apologies. I'll get in touch with you in the background, and I will not miss the next one. My apologies there. All right. So then we just need our final pick for our meme coin exposure there. Put some B3 in there. Let's take a look at B3. Let's just, I think I have it on the list, don't I? Yeah, I do. I sure do. All right. B3 on base. Here's the daily chart. Let's zoom this out and take a look at what we've got here. So we've obviously looked at this before and we drew a trend line that we've lost. So we can remove that. We are now in uncharted territory. This reminds me of, is that the Pith chart that's down below? Like it's never been in, it's like in uncharted water. Yep. So Pith is in uncharted water. It's never been that low. Let's see. Nope, that's Bitcoin futures. Did we create a gap, by the way? Looks like we might have created a little baby gap to the upside. So that's good. Potentially here, right? Little tiny gap, little baby gap. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, we can just come back up and clear that thing up and start longing our longs back for the bull run, baby. So, someone was asking in the beginning of the show about were we trying to go really quick before we go to any other charts down here? I know we were looking at B3, we were looking at Pith. Is the graph in no man's land as well? Is it in uncharted territories, or have we been here in the act like you've been here before, kid? Yeah. Okay. No. So the graph's then been down here. So like you could like draw lines in chart and figure out, like, your last line of defense is like that right there. After that, then you're in a free fall, like a potential free fall, like anything else. So okay, so one I think we wanted to get to. All right, so that was the futures chart. The dominance. So let's go through this right here because this tells the story about altcoin season, right? This is the Bitcoin dominance chart. And as you can see, we are still going up. We are still going up to who knows? Who knows where this is going to top out at? You see, we got this long wick here back in February of this year, February 3rd, it's showing me. And that was at 64.31%. So in theory, we could just make another run up there, touch that, and that could be the top for Bitcoin. For at least the dominance. The Bitcoin price, don't get me wrong, the Bitcoin price can still go up even though the price or even the Bitcoin price can still go up even though dominance is going down. That is okay. That's just where the money flowing and all that kind of thing. And so that is something that we really need to see once the let's see if we can historically see like this is altcoin season kind of stuff right here. Right. This was like a lot of that run. That was 2 weeks. It was a 10% dip in the Bitcoin dominance, right? What else? What other? Here's another one. This is back in 22. You saw Bitcoin dominance drop 20% in 90 days ish, right? In about 3 months. So it could happen, man. That's what we're looking for. And so it has happened. That's what we need. Bitcoin cannot just continue to go up. And so once the money starts to shift and flow down the hill as it always does, that's when altcoin season will start. And that's what we are looking forward to. And so we can look at a couple other charts really quick. This right here is the total crypto market cap. So as you can see, zoom in here a little bit more. Flatten this baby out. So as you can see right here, we are currently kind of just like flirting in this little zone where we had some touch points back there early in March. This is really it's in the break right here. I would say that more of our support would lend back. I mean, to be honest with you, like there's the problem is that everything is just dipping so hard that if you were to try to say like, okay, I'm not trying to project like the total market cap either. Like I know that we were expecting, like $8 trillion as kind of like a bull run peak. I think that's what some people have talked about. That gets us like about there, right? I mean that's going to take a lot from where we currently are. Where we were down here. It's a 200% move to get where we need to get to. But I feel like thank you, Doug. Yeah, make sure to smash the like button. Guys, I'm sorry again, the camera, for whatever reason, the camera's not working today. But I appreciate y'all being here. Jesse, thank you.
Glad to see everybody is smashing. Make sure you mash. USDT has money waiting to be spent. I don't doubt that at all. Don't doubt that at all. All right, here's what I'm really looking forward to. Let's remove everything. We are at 77 cents. Where are we at in our trade then? We are up 11%. So we're going to hang on to this thing. We're going to let this thing run for a while. I think that's kind of the move is let this thing run, see what happens, see if we can get this thing back up over $1. How can I share that? Why can't I just share that tab? Because it's a different Chrome. That's interesting. Anyway, let's go to. Let's go here. Looked at Jasmine on the other stuff. Look at this. This thing is still falling inside of this like little zone. It touched the line the other day. And this again isn't like a perfect line. It touched, like, was it yesterday when shit was when things were really starting to come down? And I was like, wait a second. Like, because here I'd gotten an email saying that it had touched the trend line. I was like, wait, Jasmine's breaking out? That doesn't make sense. And I looked and I was like, oh, so like the other day it kind of like went out and then we came right back down. Yeah. So, that's one of those. We had one of those blonde moments, if you will. Solana back up over $100. Love to see that. Do actually love to see that. It reminds me, we never even went through like the top 10, any gainers and losers. It happens. Well, it's, that's the way that it works. That's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. All right, there's Pith, XRP. I'm not really into trading the XRP right now. I'm just sticking it to Ondo, only because I've spent a lot of time. As you guys know, I am actually heavily invested in Ondo, but so I've spent a lot of time looking at that chart anyway, and so it does make sense to trade some of the swings that Ondo makes, because it does go up and down pretty good. I know everybody's kind of got one of their favorite coins that you like to trade. Most people will trade only Bitcoin. It is the first mover. It does make the most sense, but the whole idea is that it's got to move more to make more percent on the move and all that stuff. And so I prefer to shake out with some of these more volatile assets where you can get some more things done. So you know what? I think this is probably a good resting point for the day. I know it's a little early. I'm just annoyed that the camera's not working at this point, because I want you guys to see me, because I want to feel like I see you when I feel like I'm not even looking at the camera, and that's annoying me. So I'm gonna get this thing figured out. Maybe it just needs because it has an internal battery in it, but it is plugged into the wall, so it should just I got like 5 batteries for this thing. I've had this thing forever. So I'll put a new battery in there and see. But I'll be back tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me and sticking around. But I'm gonna go. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm off to the gym. It is time to get shredded, baby. Do something to make yourself better, just like that, right? I took a little bit too much time off the gym. I feel like I put on too much weight, got lazy. It is time to get back. I'm gonna start making myself better every single day in that way. And I'll be back with a better camera setup, or figure it out, whatever the heck is going on tomorrow. So appreciate you guys so much. That is it for now. Ciao for now, my friend.